Robert Hansen, the butcher baker of Alaska, a serial killer who hunted women like prey in the wilderness, leaving behind a trail of bodies and unanswered questions. But what made his conviction so unusual was that Hansen was caught, not because of a meticulous investigation or eyewitness testimony, but largely due to the bravery of one of his victims and a sharp-eyed detective. In the 1970s and early 1980s, Anchorage, Alaska, was plagued by a series of disappearances and gruesome murders. Women, mostly sex workers and exotic dancers, vanished without a trace, leaving behind families and friends desperate for answers. The police were baffled and the cases went cold. That was until Cindy Paulson, a 17-year-old sex worker, escaped from Hansen's clutches in 1983. She ran naked and handcuffed from his house, seeking help from a neighbor. Her bravery and determination sparked a chain of events that would eventually lead to Hansen's downfall. Detective Glenn Flotha, tasked with investigating the string of murders, had always suspected Robert Hansen, but he needed concrete evidence. When Paulson came forward, Flotha saw an opportunity to build a case against Hansen. He discovered Hansen's dark past, including a previous conviction for kidnapping and rape. Flotha secured a warrant to search Hansen's home, plane, and cars. What they found was chilling jewelry belonging to the victims, newspaper clippings about the murders, and an array of firearms, including a .223 caliber Ruger Mini 14 rifle. But the most incriminating evidence was a map with X symbols, marking the burial sites of his victims. Faced with the overwhelming evidence, Hansen confessed to 17 murders and raping dozens more women over 12 years. He revealed his modus operandi: abducting women, flying them to remote locations, and hunting them like wild animals. But Hansen's confession was not without its inconsistencies. He claimed to have let some victims go, while others met a grisly fate in the wilderness. As investigators dug deeper, they discovered that Hansen's victims might be more than he claimed. The map found in his home had 37 X marks, indicating potential burial sites. Only 12 bodies were ever found, leaving many families wondering if their loved ones were among Hansen's victims. As the investigation into Robert Hansen's crimes continued, the discovery of the map with 37 X marks raised more questions than answers. Hansen's confession to 17 murders seemed inconsistent with the number of potential burial sites he had meticulously marked. Detective Glenn Flotha couldn't shake off the feeling that Hansen was hiding something. The police began to re-investigate old cases, re-examine evidence, and re-interviewing witnesses. They discovered that several women who had gone missing in the Anchorage area shared similar characteristics with Hansen's known victims. The investigation was heating up, and the stakes were higher than ever. Meanwhile, Cindy Paulson's testimony continued to play a crucial role in unraveling the mystery. Her detailed account of her escape and the layout of Hansen's home helped investigators piece together the events surrounding her abduction. But despite the overwhelming evidence, Hansen's true motives remained shrouded in mystery. As investigators dug deeper, they uncovered a shocking revelation: Hansen's first potential victim might have been Celia Van Zanten, an 18-year-old woman who froze to death in the wilderness after escaping from her abductor in 1971. While Hansen denied involvement, his modus operandi seemed to match the crime. This raised the possibility that Hansen's killing spree began earlier than he had confessed. The investigation took a darker turn when authorities discovered that Hansen's victims were not just random targets. Many were vulnerable women, often sex workers or exotic dancers, who had been exploited and marginalized by society. The case highlighted the systemic issues that allowed Hansen to prey on these women, and the investigation became as much about uncovering the truth about Hansen's crimes as it was about exposing the societal failures that enabled them. Years after his conviction, Robert Hansen's legacy continues to fascinate and horrify people. His case has been the subject of numerous books, films, and documentaries, and remains one of the most infamous serial killer cases in American history. Yet, despite the notoriety, many questions about Hansen's crimes remain unanswered. Did justice prevail? Hansen died in prison in 2014, taking some secrets to his grave. The question remains, did justice truly prevail? Or did Hansen's conviction and imprisonment merely scratch the surface of a much larger and more complex issue? As investigators continued to probe the depth of Hansen's depravity, they couldn't help but wonder if they had truly brought closure to the families of his victims. One thing is certain: the case of Robert Hansen, the butcher baker of Alaska, will continue to haunt us, serving as a reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary lives. But what if Hansen wasn't acting alone? What if there were others involved, either directly or indirectly, in his crimes? The investigation may be over, but the questions remain.